What's up, guys? Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to be taking a look at a new mobile strategy game called Infinite Galaxy. I've been enjoying this game quite a bit, and so I wanted to make a video basically giving away some new player tips to help people get started. So there's a few things. First and foremost, I'll show you some gameplay in just a sec, but if you're like, I love strategy, I love sci-fi games, I don't care, I'm in. Firstly, you can download the game via a link in the video description. Secondly, once you get through the tutorial, you want to join the server that we are on. Now, I have already submitted feedback to them saying that they need to allow players to choose their server when they create their account, but currently you cannot choose your server. So once you play through the tutorial, you'll go here to the top left, and then you will go to settings, and then you will go to manage account, and then new game. And when you click new game, it will offer you the opportunity to choose which server you want to start your new game on. We are on Nebula M 1018. Again, that's Nebula M 1018, and we have a bunch of people. I'll show you real quick who we've got here. All right, this is the alliance that we've got so far. So as I'm zooming out, you may notice a bunch of familiar faces from the stream. But yeah, if you want to join our alliance, we kind of took over this star right here. And yeah, we've got room for a few more. The alliance is almost full, but you can get in. So that's the first thing. The next thing I want to mention is I have a code that gets you some free stuff. However, I had a hunch, right? As a content creator for this game, when they gave me a code and said, you can give people some free stuff in this game, just use the code Khasino. We already made it for you. I wondered, well, there are some other content creators for this game. I wonder if you can use their codes too, or if it's like one per. It turns out you can use their codes too. Now you can only use these codes in your first 30 days playing. So sorry, veteran players who happen to stumble upon this video. But if you are a new player, you can use not only my code, but any other content creator's code. And so we did a lot of testing and a lot of searching and found a large list of codes, also in the video description below, that you can input for a ton of free stuff. So I'll have Livepool throw a screenshot of what you get with each pack on the screen right here. But yeah, it's very valuable stuff. In particular, it allows you to recruit a ton of crew members like right away. But yeah, it's really, really good resources, and you can input every single one of these codes and just get absolutely loaded up with free stuff and have a very strong start for a new player. So definitely make sure to do that and get off on the right foot. All right, so that said, I don't have a certain number of tips or any particular order. I'm just going to be playing through this, but I've already picked up a bunch of tips and advice, both from veteran players and from basically learning through experience. And I definitely want to just share all of that because it's helped me tremendously. So the first thing I want to mention is you really want to focus a lot on your flagship. There are a lot of different ways you can improve your flagship. You can see here, flagship, outfitting factory, outfitting depot. I know those, the outfitting factory and the outfitting depot, unlock a little bit into the game. But as far as flagship, you want to, at every opportunity, fortify your flagship, modify your flagship. There's a bunch of other stuff that you can invest in. You can, in research, which we'll get to in just a sec, you can research bonuses specifically for your flagship, which is really, really nice. There's a core module, which again, you'll see in just a bit. Actually, we'll go right here so I can just pull it up. Core module, and then you can invest in command, because command has a bunch of stuff like right here, increasing the attack of flagships. And the reason that I am suggesting that you invest so heavily in your flagship is because you can do campaign right here. Campaign is a very unique, very interesting game mode. And campaign, in addition to providing awesome rewards, as you see here, is pretty much determined entirely by the capacity of your flagship. It's basically a measure of how's your flagship doing. And the rewards from this mode are so good that the faster and farther you can power through this campaign with your flagship, the better rewards you'll be able to claim and apply to everything else that you're doing. I feel like early on you want the ships with better range. Like I've noticed their range is not good.
Yeah, but when they're getting that damage boost, really helpful. Because they're getting it from both of those kinetic weapons that you have. Which means, what, something like a 5 or 10% buff of your whole fleet.
Ow, 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 ow. You got it.
What's inside of me? 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 What's
I have a good feeling about this one.
I'm optimistic. All right, so we're gonna try just bringing out the frigates right away. They're getting, the thing is they're getting taken out. Not lasting. Yeah, they're just dropping.
They're frigates.
I know. They're no good to me dead.
Yeah, maybe stick it a bit further range. You'll be alright. Look at all the damage you've done to the fleet, though. It's a bit more than last time.
Let's see. Get some more of these guys. Good news is when they are going after the frigates, they're not hitting my flagship. So, but I feel
which
like
will obviously helps with that second star.
Yeah. Do they like? How do they prioritize what they're targeting? Do they know to like go after those ships they get a damage bonus against, or they just hit whatever's nearest?
Whatever's nearest. As far as I know, anyway, I've never actually asked the devs, but it's, I guess, one that makes sense. And that's the same with what the enemies target, which is why, you know, you want to keep things at a bit of a distance. Like, your closest frigates are about to get a bit fried.
Yeah, they are. But I'm
that's okay.
Trying to wait for this this big ship over here. I really want to go after that hard.
So that is actually one of the flagships you can build.
Right.
So that one that just shot the laser then, that's your Odysseus, I believe. So you'll notice that. You'll come against all of that.
You guys need to get closer so you can actually land.
There you go. And all those cruisers that you're attacking now will just drop. Because of the frigate to cruiser bonus as well.
Right.
And you've got 40 seconds.
Yeah.
A lot more time than last time.
Definitely. Literally, just literally hunting down their big ships in the back from the get-go.
Yeah.
It's proven to be
really helpful.
Yeah, that made a very big difference.
You're going to get this.
Oh, I'm very much going to get this. This wasn't even close. Now I smashed it with time to spare. GG! I do want to just kind of mention this. It's not really a new player tip, but because inevitably this comes up, people like to ask, so is this game pay to win or what? Now, that's it. Every mobile game has an element of pay to win, but what I will say about this game is it's definitely a lot more about time than money. So, of course, if you're a new player, this game has only been out for about a month, so you're not far behind. You have plenty of time to jump in and easily be one of the top players, especially if you're willing to spend even a small amount. But this game is a lot more about time. There are many free-to-play players in the top alliances in the game, because again, it's about your time investment, and more importantly, what I like about this game is it rewards you for the time you want to put in. So if you're willing to just hardcore no life this game and constantly be playing around the clock, you can make a ton of progress. That's the first thing. And the second thing is, again, like any mobile game, there are microtransactions, but they are very, very reasonably priced. So as you can see here, this pack comes with a ton of stuff, $5. It's only a $5 pack. Like it is an excellent value. There's a lot of them. They have specials, they have like weekly calendar stuff, but as you can see, $5 goes a long way for a lot of these. So they do have increasing tiers of stuff. So like if you get the $5 deal, then you can get the $10 deal, then you can get the $20 deal, then you can get the $30 deal. But even like the most Mac Daddy, full-on mega Kraken deals that you can get are like $60. And I've not found that to be even kind of necessary. I think I've spent like $8 in this game so far. And that was just because I was like, I'm really enjoying this game and I feel bad not spending a little something. And so I got like a $2.99 pack where I got a load of stuff. But anyway, so you don't have to spend a lot in this game. You can absolutely have a ton of success as a free-to-play player, or, you know, if you're literally like, I have a $25 Google Play card, you could literally coast off that for like 6 months and be perfectly content. Next thing that I want to mention, and again, remember these tips are not in any particular order. You can help your alliance, and I really like any game that encourages you to work with your alliance. So as you'll see here, alliance help, there is only one person besides me asking for help with something, but you can speed up what people are doing. So I can help Akin Babola activate tech titanium steel mining. Now, normally you would just go here and click help all, but the easier way to get rid of that red dot right there, asking you to help your alliance, is to go over here and click these joining hands. If you ever see these, you just click it, whoop, done. And you see that 20 went down to 19, because that just applied the help right away. There are a bunch of different game modes. I see people asking about that in the chat, so we'll get to it. Again, I'm just going to be playing through, and Live Pool's just kind of smash cut all my tips randomly in any particular order, just as we're going along. So, Alliance Tech. So this is the tip I was given. There is a lot of different Alliance Tech, and a lot of them seem really good, so of course the question comes up, what's the most worthwhile? Now the good news is a lot of the war stuff that actually has to do with health, damage, and defense, which seems like important things that you want, don't unlock until at least Alliance level 3. So you don't have to worry about that when you're new. It actually takes quite a while to level your Alliance. And yeah, as you can see, almost everything in the other category also like unlocks at later levels. So the advice I was given was you want to put your, basically your Alliance experience, or whatever they're going to call this, into the Alliance territory. And the reason you want to do that is because it allows your Alliance to expand into multiple star systems, and so that's a major asset to be able to have more reach. So I like that feature too. As you start contributing, there's a pop-up that says, do you just want me to contribute all? Like, just put everything you got into this? Like, I would love that, thank you. Very considerate. Make sure you're doing it on the right side though. This left side is the premium currency. It's certainly not the end of the world if you spend some premium currency on this. This game is very generous about giving you a lot of premium currency. I've racked up so much of it in my time playing that I feel like I'm probably being wasteful by not spending it enough. But yeah, for those of you watching this who came from Marvel Strike Force, it's like if the game were giving you too many power cores, where you start to be like, man, I should probably spend more of these. I'm building up a stockpile. So I very much like that about the game. Very generous with its premium currency. The next thing I want to mention is the daily missions. Now these are development missions, so these will just happen as you go. But the daily missions are super valuable, and you want to do the daily missions. That's really your checklist for the day. Some of these things you won't be able to do right away. I learned that the hard way. So for example, gather resources on planets 1 times. You have to get your alliance to the point where you can basically develop a planet to be able to gather resources from it, which we haven't done. So there's a couple of these that I'm just kind of forced to leave incomplete every day, but you do not have to do all of them to get to the final chest here. So it's fine. Some of these things are very easy to do. So I'm going to start knocking them out, and any tips that come up as we're going, I'll throw out. I do want to give a pro tip when it comes to your gear. I've been trying to upgrade my flagship's gear, and if you're wondering what gear I'm referring to, as you can see here, these items, the level 3 and the level 4, you see some blue quality, some green because I'm still a noob. And so I've been trying to upgrade this stuff, and so, you know, if I go to this and I try to upgrade it, okay, that was a bad example because I don't even have that upgrade unlocked. Let's try this one. Okay, you can see here, this takes a bunch of blue items, and I've been just killing pirates and exploring and investigating, and I'm just not getting a lot of drops of the blue gear. And so I was sitting here like, man, this is a real bummer. I don't know how long it's going to take me to get these components. I just want to be able to upgrade this gear. It was at that point that I realized you can fuse the lower level stuff into higher level stuff. It's a 4-to-1 ratio. You can also break it down, by the way. So if I wanted to take this blue gear, I can break down, and it will generate for me up to, I can break down 3 into 12 of the green, but again, it goes the other way as well. So I don't have a stack of 4 greens right at the moment because I've been using it. But if I get a stack of 4, say, Unirite, I can click fuse and I can turn it into a blue quality Unirite. So you don't have to fret if you're getting all green quality drops. You can just combine them together and make some of the blue components for yourself. Another piece of advice I want to give is be mindful of where your fleet actually is for a couple reasons. So if, for example, you were just going out to gather and then you're waiting for your fleet to return back to your base, and then you want to send them out to attack something, you don't have to wait for them to return. If they're going to pass by what you wanted to attack, you can just send them to attack while they're on their way back with the resources, and they'll just turn and start the fight right there. On the flip side, though, if you've just sent them to attack, you can send them to attack again when they're on their way back, and they'll stop returning and go to the next battle. But if they suffered any amount of significant damage during the battle, they're going to be weaker, and then they might lose the second fight, and that will be very dangerous. So if you'd sent them to do just a super easy cleanup battle, and you're very confident that they can jump right into the next battle, then you can save time, and just as soon as that battle concludes, you don't have to wait for them to return, send them. But as a general rule of thumb, I would let them return to your base so that you don't send them right into another conflict that doesn't go so well. All right, next pro tip I have for new players is in your depot, you'll see a bunch of crates of materials, and it might seem like it's calling to you, almost encouraging you to go ahead and just open those crates, right? You got a crate full of a bunch of titanium. Let's max it out. Let's click use, and you'll see it'll just dump a bunch of titanium. Boom, now we're sitting on a good amount of titanium. But in reality, you do not want to do what I just did. Here's why. If your base gets attacked, or if your fleet gets attacked, or anything like that, they will be able to steal a portion of the resources that you have on hand, but they will not be able to steal any resources that you have not actually taken out of the crate. So you want to leave as many resources as you can in the crates and only open them as needed. So if I wanted to start constructing something and I didn't have enough titanium, then I would start opening the crates. But you don't want to think of it as like having a bunch of money in your bank account versus walking around with a giant wad of cash. Except you know for a fact that you're in a neighborhood with a bunch of good-for-nothing muggers. So don't walk around with a bunch of cash. Leave it in the crates where they can't get it until you need it. Another tip I want to mention is you want to explore right away. You get really good rewards for exploring, and so every opportunity that you can take to explore, you want to. So what I like to do to explore more of the galaxy is before I sign off, I will try to find a star system far, far away that it is going to take my vessels quite some time to reach. But as I know that I'm signing off, so I'm not about to use those explorer vessels for anything else, then I will send them over here, for example. And you can see that'll take 26 minutes. But again, if I'm going to be signing off, not an issue. That'll make more progress out that way. And then I'll try to find another one on the other side, and we can go really far into the next direction here. So we'll just go ahead and explore over here, and this will take 40 minutes. But again, we're going to be offline, so you might as well send them out. And again, not only do you literally get rewards for exploring more of the galaxy, but yeah, it just opens up more of the map. They're going to fly through a bunch of systems. You can see the path that they're going to take to get there. And so yeah, they're just going to open up all sorts of stuff on the way. So before you sign off, definitely send your explorer vessels to go somewhere far away and scope something out. But you won't have to worry about that. By the time you sign in, you'll be ready to send them somewhere else whenever you come back to the game. All right, the last tip I want to give you for this video anyway, we'll do some deep dives in some future videos, depending on what questions you guys have. But the last tip I want to give you is stick to a sign-off checklist. What I mean by that is there's some things that I very much recommend doing before you sign off. We just talked about sending the explorer probes out. And so that is the first thing on the checklist, to send out your explorers. The next thing you want to look at is your ship building. So you'll see here I have some ships that are about to be complete in about 5 minutes. It'd be really wasteful to sign off with these having 5 minutes to go. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to speed them up. I don't mind spending a very small amount of corium. The game gives you plenty of it. And we'll claim these. And because a lot of this stuff goes in the background while you're offline, now I can set this ship to start building, which is going to take almost 2 hours. And then we'll set these to start building, which again is almost 2 hours. And now that'll be doing 2 hours of shipbuilding while I'm offline instead of 5 minutes of shipbuilding while I'm offline. So you definitely want to send out your explorers. You definitely want to have some ships building. There's 2 other things you want to look at. You want to look at your research. I happen to already be researching something, and as you can see here, I have about 3 hours left. So because I don't have anything that's too much longer than that, it's not a priority. But if this had like an hour left, I would just top it off, finish it up, and then find the longest thing I could research and set that. And that way that would do a lot of researching while I was offline. So research, also on the sign off checklist. And finally, and of course the most obvious one that you're probably not going to miss, is your command. Find a building, and again, just find a building you can upgrade that's going to take the most time. So that one's 6 hours and change, 38 minutes. You want to stay away from the short ones because you can have it do a lot of construction while you're offline, especially if you're signing off like going to sleep or something. So yeah, I think we're going to start upgrading our military dock right here, and that'll be 6 hours and change. Make sure you also click seek help so that your alliance mates have the opportunity to help you, and then also because it will actually speed up the process. So you can see here, they can help me with my research tech, and they can help me with my construction. That's good for them and good for me. And yeah, make sure, again, the checklist, send out your explorers, have some ships building, have some research going, and have your command center working on a structure. And that way you can sign off and know that things are getting done while you're offline or asleep or whatever you're doing. All right, so there you have it. That is my list of beginner tips for Infinite Galaxy. I'm pretty new to this game, so I will definitely be able to do more deep dives on other aspects of this game as we go on. But as I'm pretty new, all the things I picked up that immediately occurred to me is, I wish I'd known that the second I started. Let me make sure to tell everyone else as they're starting so they get off on the right foot. Definitely want to put that in this video, so I hope this was helpful to you guys. Again, if you are going to join us, there is a link in the video description where you can download the game. Using that link supports the channel, so thank you very much for that. In addition, there is a list of codes, so once you're in, again, there's instructions in the video description, but you can put in a ton of codes and score a ton of free stuff as long as you're a new player. Not just my code, lots of codes. You're gonna literally get a ton of stuff, so definitely take advantage of that. And also, again, once you have created your account and go through the tutorial, you want to, before you get any farther into the game, you're going to basically want to start over. The instructions on how to do that will be in this video and in the video description, but make sure if you want to play alongside us that you actually join our server so we can bring you into the alliance and help you out. But yeah, other than that, let me know what you guys think of this game if you check it out. If there are any topics in particular that you really want us to dig into and figure out exactly how it works and be able to better explain it, please leave any suggestions for that in the comments below. Otherwise though, thank you guys very much for checking out this video, and I will see you guys real soon. Until next time. Peace!